I think we could see them come up and come back from a rough start.
All right, well, let's see which cloud they'll be on this time as we head into the map bans. Every time I hear that name, Cloud9, it just reminds me of the song. You know, up on cloud number 9? I'm not going to sing it, that's for sure, but it's a great song as well. But there you go. Border Oregon will be removed. We do quite a bit of vocal rehearsals for it. That's what we call it, right?
Vocal rehearsal.
Yeah. Definitely not singing out of tune.
Karaoke warm-up.
Yes. We have to do that actually in Valencia. But Coastline Consulate Bank removed.
Are
we going to see it? Yes, we will.
Oh, round
Clubhouse.
2. All right. We're already seeing the debut a bit of Coastline for NA. Clubhouse also coming in strong. This, however, does make me worried for Cloud9. This is I mean, obviously, we're talking about old Clubhouse. It was a very strong pick for Evil Geniuses.
But it's now completely different.
But it's not like they aren't going to play off what they knew before. And I wonder, will we see Evil Geniuses go with the old tried and true Arsenal to start with? Or will they go with Cash? Now, I know it's strong teams with a good background and good map pool and good set of strategies. We'll be looking to expand those. We'll be looking to go, let's see what we could do new. Let's see how Cash will work out for us new. Even if it's not going to be their primary, I think there's a good chance they try it first. But hey, this is the team that going all the way back tried Master Bedroom on Chalet first. They could try Bedroom or even try Bar out. Let's see Bar. Let's see what kind of creative defenses they've got for that. But, I mean, I didn't see who's going to be starting on defense first, but I think it might be Evil Geniuses, which then again, you know, like I'm talking about, we'll see those.
It's even more to the side of EG.
Well, and that's the thing is EG, if they can continue to win rounds like they normally do, that means we'll see at least 3 bomb sites.
Yeah.
So,
very much possible. But let's take a look at what you guys voted on. As a reminder, at well, a couple hours before every single one of our matches, we have that community vote up, and I'm not surprised, 77%.
Some faith in Cloud9.
Well, no, some faith in them, but we'll have to see how they actually play.
Yeah.
You know, you could talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? That's the important one here. And
as long as it's not crawl the crawl at this point, it's anything
it's only
more than
game,
0
though.
points.
We kind of overstated, but I think we're trying still to get out of that mindset of, yeah, but it's best of 3,
right?
They only play 2 times and then they're out. It's a very different mindset, and now they get to play so much that, you know what, 1 loss is fine. But game's ready, so let's head into new Clubhouse and let's see what different strategies both EG and C9 will have compared to previous matchup of Space Station Gaming versus Ope. So let's go to Clubhouse.
This is probably my favorite part right here is the operator bans, because this is the part that's just like, what are they going to do?
I don't care about the whole game. I just want to see.
No, I just want to watch just 5-6 hours of operator bans.
That's actually what you do most of the day.
It's true, actually. There's a lot of VODs I have to watch and a lot of operator bans involved in that.
What a
Thermite,
studious person.
Again,
yep.
This is the 2nd time instead of Habana, and that's the big surprise for me. Well, we'll see, though, if that factors in a lot. It definitely, I think, factored in quite a bit, again, on the off-bomb sites, especially Cash Room last time.
Whoa!
Now, that's odd because EG were the ones who banned Thatcher last time. They banned Thatcher and Mute. And this time, Cloud9 are going to ban it. Very interesting. Interesting.
All right, Mira's going to get removed in this one. Who will EG ban at the end? It's going to be Echo.
The other interesting part for me is they left Glaz.
Intellectually, very good point. Oh my god. You leave
right?
Glaz?
Yeah, no, Necrox
is there?
Thatcher's more important to you than Glaz. Let's see why that is. Prove that to us. Because that seems like a risky
And Smoke! Oh boy!
Well, that is our first smoke ban.
I've been wanting to see this ever since we started talking about the bans. Does this open the way to... Oh my god.
Honestly, EG's bans have been the most interesting to me. A Thatcher Mute last time, a Thermite Smoke this time, all the old school operators just out the window. Schlongy, will he actually 6th pick that Montaigne? Ooh, some spiciness going on today in this matchup. This is, regardless of how this goes, this will be interesting, I guarantee it. But will the 6 picks come out? And they will start with Old Faithful down in Arsenal Church. But what will they do with it without the smoke? Legion, of course, will be helpful. Canadian actually going to be on the vigil. And there's the 6th pick to Monty. Thanks, Schlongy. Keeping it real.
So here's the thing. With Smoke out of play, will we actually see Finka?
And that's what I've been wondering. Is
Because we talked about it like
Yeah.
literally every single time.
and no one's banned smoke yet. Not even in the other tournaments that I've watched.
Attackers need
So
to
there you go.
defuse as
This
many bombs as
is
they can.
potentially the time for this to happen with Finca potentially being played because the smoke is no longer a possibility. Well, maybe EG will have that, but Cloud9 bringing the Monty.
Yeah, that is a great way to take advantage of smoke being gone. Now they're gonna have to depend on C4s to counter him and Legion.
I mean, yeah, there you go. So Necrox will be on Legion. Usually he's the man that's playing the smoke. It's so odd to say that smoke is banned.
Yeah, this is gonna be, and no Echo being played even to make up for it.
Yep. I would have expected at least an Echo being played here, but it seems like EG wants to roam. They have a Valkyrie, they have
Oh,
Ella,
there you go.
they have Canadian on the Vigil, BC as well playing on
Attackers have
the
recovered
Jaeger.
their diffuser.
This is definitely,
Attackers objective
this
is
is a
to
team
defuse
that
a
can
bomb
just
and defuse it.
run around and get kills. And honestly, if you can play the flanks against the Monty, that is definitely a position you want to see yourself in because you can beat him and take him out. Though, Foxe on the sledge, Schlongy being the Montaigne, is, of course, even in real life, he is very much a Montaigne.
Well, this will be interesting too because playing a Montaigne without a Thermite means it's much more difficult to open up holes that he can walk through. So you're going to depend on taking advantage of existing doorways or even just trying to use Hibana to open up enough of a hole. But you want to open up hatches, so you're not probably going to have a whole lot left over for holes.
Well, this is EG's strategy to me. Even before, oh boy.
That's not part of the
Oh
strategy.
boy, NVK peeks in against Laxing, and you know what? The 308 wins in this one here.
Unlucky.
Foxe will pick up Canadian's position as Laxing will continue to drone, and there you go. He sees, there's an operator roaming around the bar here, set up in the main lobby as Laxing opens up to the stockroom. It's a great start here for C9, and definitely a great start for Laxing.
This is one of the few teams, meaning EG, that will actually do an aggressive roam. And with the new layout of Clubhouse, I think they're just looking to test that theory.
Oh, there we go. Through construction.
All right.
You'll see the Monty come in, and BC will set himself up for it. Now, they haven't been able to clear up Canadian just yet, but at least Schlongy having his teammates droning in front of him will get all the info on those goo mines that are set. Moving is, he takes a bit of damage early on, but it seems like that was the Blackbeard that just stepped into it. There you go.
Yeah.
Taking a bit of damage. Of course,
Unfortunate.
Schlongy coming in, goo mine thrown right in front of him here. As it's a bit of a gamble if you take away pull back the pistol and try to take the shot at the goo mine. You're gonna want to rely on your teammate behind you to help in that. Fox is taking control of the bar. He's holding the rotation downstairs.
located by
Canadian is
attackers.
holding the second angle. They are basically reading each other's minds here, Devin.
Oh, no!
He'll get spotted and Canadian will get taken down. That's 2 kills now in the way of C9.
Wow.
Foxe comes into the kitchen and starts hammering away at the floor. Usually want to soften up the meat before you cook it, but this is...
Oh, what?
Oh my god.
That wasn't a headshot.
Alrighty
Oh,
then.
my.
Fox is somehow still alive. A Fox on the run, that's for sure. C4 is going to get prepped by Young as he gets taken down by Retro from behind. Angle works out perfectly for Cloud9 with one more for Retro. Last alive is BC as one's taken down, and here's the second.
15 seconds remaining.
He's the only one left. We'll have to deal with the Monty coming up in front of him
10 seconds
as
to go.
User will get set on the
Attackers
floor. He's
activating
got to deal with so many different positions here. As the Monty takes away the shield and just tries to get closer and closer to him. You hear the C4 on the floor that was not used before, but at some point you're going to run out of ammo trying to fight the Monty, and Schlongy nails him in the face. Cloud9 at least make sure that this does not go in a barrage kind of way. Shout out to my homie Tank Ninjas, and at least we won't have a 12-0.
Yeah, definitely not going to be a 6-0 this time around. And what a round.
That was
Smoke's
perfect
gone.
execution, I have to say.
Bring your big old shield. And even a round without Thermite, and they still go dirt tunnel. That it was the most unexpected attack, I would say, on Clubhouse so far. But what a round for Cloud9. A fantastic start. Can't imagine they're going to get away with that a second time. Schlongy might just be teasing it with the 6th pick change up here. But Canadian and NVK just not landing their shots, not doing so great on that roam was a bit of a surprise. Seemed like Cloud9 were more than prepared for that roam play. There's Schlongy, switch it off. Oh no, he's going to stick on it. NVK the one to switch over to the mute. So I guess maybe he's just teasing them thinking, oh, I'm in a 6th pick off that Montaigne. I'm just pretending this time, guys. Nope, he's going to do it. And 2 times in a row?
That's why we kind of talk about the 6th pick, and sometimes it's a bit superfluous.
Yeah.
Doesn't really end up achieving too much.
I think it's underrated, but
yeah, I think it definitely
it
provides
so early.
Yeah, it provides a lot for you in terms of potential changes, but still, revealing all your cards and then bringing them back and then changing one of them. Well, sometimes you don't really want to change anything really because setups will just work. But EG are of course back on church downstairs. Ought to say that they did lose it. They have not brought a pulse, but they're bringing the same setup as we saw before. Well, the Ella being moved here to get MVK on the mute. So we'll see how they play around with this one. Maybe it'll be a bit more thought-provoking.
Well, I think the idea is to deny a little bit more droning. That will help Canadian. That will potentially help Montaigne, or deny Montaigne the ability to drone in ahead of him. He'll have to kind of walk in manually. But it's another C4, and I think that will factor in when you're having to deal with Montaigne. Nonetheless, Fox is going to do what he did last time and do a bit of a roam clear to begin with. They know that Canadian is on that vigil potentially if he did 6-spec off it, and they're expecting NVK on the L again, so they're going to be looking for that roam as much as possible. The Valkyrie cameras, however, from Young are going to at least provide some intel to the roamers. Last time it didn't turn into any kind of kills, but NVK peaked a little early that time. Don't think he's going to do that this time. And that's a bit of an early Lion use that I think is not really going to benefit them at all, as everyone rotated back to site and will probably rotate for maybe a little bit of late roam, but you never know.
But that's the thing. They wanted to make sure that the Monty comes in with information to be used.
Yeah.
So not only do they have the drones that are coming in, but they also have information with the E1D. Your second one will most probably be used once you get that plant down or once you're going for it. But Retro will come in and take control of the blue stairs. The equipment will be thrown right in front of him here as he might just be spending a bit more time taking down the goo mine. There we go. He'll take it out. Nobody will contest him, though, in the meantime, as BC is still switching around the cameras.
Swapping back.
Making sure he's got info eyes on Cloud9.
Interesting to mention as well that, for those who forget, Retro was on Canadian's team many moons ago when they won Invitational together. Yeah, they won together, and...
I mean, they won year one season.
Sorry, the finals, yeah, not Invitational, right before Invitational. But Retro getting a kill into BC, who wasn't on the team at the time, I don't think. But either way, good to see these guys playing against each other. Good spirits, nonetheless.
Well, Retro coming in. He does have Schlongy in front of him to block fire. We've seen how strong this can be, even if you're pushing from construction. Now have to deal with a completely different angle as it opens yourself up to picks from Armory.
There we go.
Other side, C4 will get thrown in, but the perfect play from Schlongy turning around to block all the splash damage as Retro will come in. Canadian, though, in the meantime, roaming around, will get the kill on Alaxing to eliminate one, but Fox in with the refrag, takes down NVK on the site, and there we go. One more Necrox will go down to Schlongy, and the Montius Goddess comes in, chimes in with the kill to Habana. Young takes down Fox here, but he has to deal with the shield, and yet again, EG are faced with literally a mountain. That goes in for the kill, and tries to fight the Monty. There you go, gets the kill on Schlongy, but Goddess comes in to clean it up, and a good round again for Cloud9. There you go, a bit of an awkward engagement there at the end, but Valkyrie will get taken down, and good job, C9. That's 2 rounds up on the board. Seems like they've been able to crack this defense very handily.
Something about that combo of Blackbeard and Montaigne is insane, and Young deciding to switch stuff up to Maestro, but they will be on Cash this time, deciding losing Arsenal twice in such a dominant fashion from Cloud9 is not worth repeating a third time. Instead, this is the Cash defense I'm hoping to see be a little more interesting. Like I said earlier, Thermite being banned is definitely one thing that helps this to an extent because there's a lot of walls that can be opened by him. Schlongy going to switch up at the last second. Again, to Montaigne. You are not fooling anyone, my friend. Or maybe you're fooling EG, I don't know. It's possible. But just, again, the combination of Schlongi and Retro is just such a beast. And then you throw Laxing on that Lion, and as well, we're seeing how often they're getting spotted trying to fight that Montaigne.
The thing is, I see the C9, and the only thing I can think of is Chaos in EU.
Yeah.
It is pretty much the same way.
But you throw that Blackbeard in with it, it's like, whoo.
And oddly enough, it's not Laxing that's playing the Blackbeard.
No.
Someone we're used to seeing playing on it. But
I mean, that was a while back,
yeah.
to be fair, but yeah.
Here's the thing, though. EG have changed up the way that they're playing this time, actually saying, you know what, we need an anchor on the site, and who better than
the camera can see outside through the drone hole. That is an interesting trick they're going to be using here. I'm not sure.
Because they want to deal with Garage. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, no, you're going to see a lot of people playing near the cash room window and things like that. You can see people rappelling on the roof. I mean, we can't see through the camera just right now to be able to get an exact idea what it can specifically see. But
Show me the money, Young.
Yeah, I like the idea. It can be pretty easily grenaded by Fox, but nonetheless, very, very creative use of Maestro's Evil Eye.
Even then, even if it does grenade it, it's far away. You know, you have to actually deal with it. You're not really expecting this at all. So
No.
I don't think Fox even knows that it
No,
exists.
he's going to be spotted for sure by that.
You know, I wouldn't fault him for it.
There we go.
There you go. What an angle set up by Young. And even have an extra one here to play around. Of course, using the 410 Bailiff, the judge, to his advantage. Schlongi coming in, expecting some blue mines. Well, there are none that are set up. Retro playing yet again behind the Monty. And oh boy, do EG wish they would have banned either the Monty or the Blackbeard.
I like this Canadian with that mute jammer right there. Necroc's trying to help cover his flank. Schlongi's going to be able to just waltz on up the stairs, though. And Blackbeard finally getting contested, but Fox grenades BC in the meantime.
So Valkyrie removed, but Canadian's low on health here, and the Bandit Schlongi will try to come in and fight him off, but Necrox wins it out. Schlongi will take him out, though. The Bandit is on the floor, as Retro will rotate around. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if Canadian can even be saved in that position. He'll have to crawl his way up. As you see Necrox squirming there on the floor by
Bomb
window
located by attackers.
to the security room. Foxit will just come on in and just not care about anyone. He can come in and breach, well, hammer breach.
Oh no!
Oh, spot Necrox on his
Oh,
tightest.
no.
Foxit almost choking in this one here. Jumps on up, gets the kills. Laxing will get one more. Bit of an awkward engagement, but Young comes in, sprays to one, sprays to second. Young with the 2K, leaving himself only alive against Goddess on the Habana. Does she know that he's watching through the window? I am not sure, but I have to deal with him from pretty much the same angle, and in here he can play by the side of the window and not really have to worry about any flank. They have a lot of time. They can drone in. They will get involved. So now falls back for just a bit. Tries to play from the back, taking a bit of damage from Goddess, but rotate around. The important thing is that Laxing secures the crossfire angle against him. Goddess moving in by the garage. Can she take the hit from below? But there's 18 seconds left on the clock. Moves back up. They have to deal with the Maestro, but he's such a thorn in their side. 12 seconds left on the clock, and Young is just not moving, but he jumps on up, gets the kill on Laxing. Goddess needs to get this flank down, but his spray, Young will take her out on the floor. And there you go, Goddess on the floor. Gets cleaned up. Young, what a beautiful clutch on the Maestro, showing everybody that Maestro is not an operator to be
Defenders have disabled the bomb
to be laughed at, that's for sure. But number two, that Young is very much still alive in those fantastic plays. So there you go. They live on, and Cloud9 are, you know, shut down for just a second.
Still, though, barely so. There was definitely a situation where Cloud9 had the advantage, especially being able to drone the Maestro so they knew exactly where he was at. That was just down to timing and very good play by the young Maestro. And what a close round. I thought we were going to see a 3-0 situation there for just a moment, just barely being able to down Habana. So close, but such a fantastic showing from Cloud9 so far, rebounding off of last week. But nonetheless, we will be in the 4th defensive round here for EG, who are going to have to change things up a little bit on this Arsenal defense. They have lost it twice. Schlongy, always the creative one. We're going to pretend to be Glaz and 6th pick over to Monty again.
Oh boy, who would have suspected that?
Yeah, sometimes they just surprise you. But the Castle 6th pick, I think, will be a little bit of a surprise to Cloud9.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
We'll see,
attackers.
have they figured out what they need to do differently? Maybe the castle barricades will be what they need to slow down Monty, but they've been playing consistently with a sledge and a Hibana, and that will make pretty short work of those castle barricades. So I can't see that being a huge factor other than a little bit of slowdown. Young there with 6 kills. Great job for his team. Unfortunately, still down a point.
Well, we'll see how they actually deal with Schlongy's Montagne. However, my one thing is this one gripe. Why? Why, Devin, are we not seeing an Echo to deal with it?
Yeah, it seems
no
like
Echo and no Legion in this round as well.
they are definitely relying on C4s to really do their work for the
Oh boy, we've seen this before. This is the
yeah, the do
the
not
jammer with double ADS. Is it going to be triple ADS? Because he can remove one and put it back later, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is the
Double mute jammer, double ADS with a. That's a lot of utility though that's being said. So.
Well, not coming in that way. I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what, brother. You're not coming that way.
I'm not sure that they need that, but either way, at least a good adaptation from EG to try and do something different here this round. They are doing a lot of droning here to make sure that there's no roamers, but roamers are just going to come up and shoot the drones then instead. However, Laxing almost manages to catch one. Canadian, however, has gotten off scot-free, and there is one camera spotted thanks to a quick eye by Laxing.
All right, just sitting outside in the kennels. It's not really found anybody just yet. This Canadian will rotate back down, and EG are still trying out this heavy roam strategy. They're preparing on Clubhouse. They've been the first team to really introduce it, even when we were still playing on the old version of Clubhouse. And well, here they haven't been up to a ton of success. It seems like the one round that they can bring out is just do the perfect skill.
There we go.
NVK, speaking of skill, will land the C4 on Retro, and that's one removed from play. Goodbye, Blackbeard.
That's a game changer for sure, though, because Retro has been a very important part of those Montaigne pushes. Now they're going to have to depend on either Laxing or Fox to back him up, because it's not Monty by himself that's winning the rounds. It's Monty with a backup of another person with a shield on his face that's been so successful. So I feel like this is a round where all the changes from EG are working out in their favor, and that NVK, C4 pretty much sealed their fate for this round, the way things have been going so far, and Canadian being allowed to just hang out completely off-site for a late round push. This is going to be down to a lot of dirty gunfights.
Schlongy just comes on into blue. Unfortunately here, he needs the support of Fox. As Fox will get the kill on BC, at least a tied up 4-4, but he'll have to deal with the defense. Oh my god, they do not spot Canadian.
Oh, there we go.
That's a huge frag. That's now the diffuser on the floor. And Schlongy just opening fire, hip fire, trying to take anybody out, at least pushing them back for just a second. Canadian switching over to the SMG-12 is defending upstairs. Seems like C9 are trying to take control of the armory, but the diffuser is still upstairs and they have to pick that up. There's not a ton of time to play with as NVK gets the shot onto Schlongy's head with the knife. Necrox getting the kill on Fox, leaving only Laxing alive. Uses his E1D, but Canadian is still alive. Playing the mind games with the SMG-12 and just play back, even impacting the side of the wall here. Laxing pushing up close and he'll get taken down. Canadian! He's so happy to win the round there. A bit of a victory dance as Evil Geniuses are able to tie it up around.
I love that Canadian used his line against him. He goes, "You want to line me? I'm going to dance around and taunt you because you've got 6 seconds left to push me. Good luck. I'm just going to keep moving back and forth and pre-fire the spots you're going to push me from." And absolutely took advantage of that. You know, Laxing is just going to keep pushing that kill because he knows it's hopeless to plant that diffuser and just wants to kill Canadian so bad at that point because Canadian helped end the round there. But I still want to give all the credit to NVK. Not only did he win that C4 kill against Blackbeard, he killed Montaigne too. The 2 most important operators of that round destroyed by him. And then the diffuser drop by Canadian. That was it. That sealed the deal at that point.
the fact that the Habana was not able to transition from the bar downstairs, it really hurt the team. And obviously, you know, you're setting up for the attack from blue. You want to make sure that the Habana can come in from the side. You already have control of blue, and you have
Attackers
pretty
need to
much
locate
cleared
and
up
defuse
church.
as many
All you
bombs
need
as
is
they
that diffuser. Unfortunately, Canadian is there to bring it back, and that's the thing. EG, you can never count them out. And for, well, the first time ever, we'll see Foxay on top of the board. That's not something you're going to see every day. Bit of a tease to
Shouts to Fox.
Mr. Davide. Hope to see you soon, my friend. Valencia will be fun, that is for sure. But for now, friendships are aside.
Especially between Retro and Evil Geniuses.
Oh, yes, that's for sure. But we'll see how this round pans out, as we'll see
10
a
seconds
camera
left before
being
insertion.
set up again. Bulletproof camera for Evil Geniuses. We'll see if they can
5
take this
seconds
round.
to insertion.
And that is the exact opposite of the camera we saw before, on the opposite side of it. But again, we were talking about earlier the bedroom defense that we saw, and this is a very different one.
Here's the major one. Construction is the huge focus, instead of reinforcing the walls that directly lead into the bedroom. So you're going to see a lot of players that are you know, moving around in the construction site. So definitely a thing to look out for. So I wonder if EG will completely change their playstyle of what they've had in the past few rounds, which basically leads into, is it going to be more roam or more turtle style on the site?
You know, I was trying to think why people call it connector instead of construction, and then I just realized there's already a construction spawn, and you don't want that confusion, so
It's a
connector it is.
connector.
Despite what the game says right there, that you can see it says construction, but that was a little bit of a misname, I suppose, in that there is two constructions on
Well,
here. You can see the crane over to the left there, so
To say the least, Clubhouse is a you know, ever so being modernized bar and
Yeah.
hostel.
I'd go drink here
So-
now.
Like to see that.
Yeah, I imagine. But this is, I think confusing a little bit for C9 in terms of how to attack this.
Oh,
But 3 feet do help. Unfortunately, don't lead to a kill or anything. In fact, didn't even lead to damage. Retro going to be trying to use his shield on this window. We were talking earlier about how there's a hallway of death, and Retro's definitely going to try his best to make that true. But if he jumps in, that bulletproof camera will be able to do its work.
well, Canadian will play by the back of the mattress in the bedroom, as Retro will still hold on to
Attackers have located a bomb.
there's any site. Oh, there you go. That's the other way to take control
Yeah.
and take out the Maestro. Evil Eye is just come in, smash it in with a hammer. Of course, Sledge does that very.
You won't see that often, but
Yeah.
good to see now. But Retro, already, there's Canadian off the board. No bandit tricking for him.
On out of play, Necrox still by the bathroom and the mattress. You see here the Habana pellets going off the Ex-Kairos. That'll force EG back here because they'll have to contest from the patio.
Cover me.
Retro has set up a Delta shield. Look on in here as we'll have to contest the other side of the site. Though Young coming in very close. The Lion is holding here. Laxing has no idea. Stops the UND. Will get pushed and doesn't even need the help of the back, as Young will get the kill on Laxing. That's a great frag here. For EG, but Monty will push up. Necrox gets one, but Goddess will refrag. Fox with one more, holding the back angle. NVK trying to play it here. Will get the angle on Retro.
Attackers have dropped
Still two BC from below, getting the kill with the C4 on Goddess. It's a 1v2 with Fox only alive. 4 seconds left on the clock, and the Maestro super close up. He'll get the kill. He can set the diffuser. Oh my god, is Fox actually gonna clutch this here? BC coming around as he spots NVK on the floor.
Nope.
Comes in to spray Fox in the back, as he needed just a second here to get that diffuser on the floor. BC using the speed of the mute to run up and finish him off, as he had all the information from Brother Maestro. There you go. Round will go the way of EG to put 3 up for them and 2 for Cloud9. Now we'll go switch sides. Cloud9 on the defense, and they're going to go for cash.
Well, there's that Fabian-style generosity of giving those 2 rounds over, but they have definitely adapted. EG, well known for their adaptation, especially the interesting changes often made by, whoa, no, they're going to go bar. Speaking of
Oh boy.
interesting changes.
Oh
that was
boy.
Almost
It's-
didn't see that for a second
It's an
there.
oddity. Now we're so happy to see Bar because that's the rare one.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's probably going to be a while before we see it too much, unless C9 have something really interesting to show on this defense. But yeah, I mean, they are going to be bringing just the 2 ACOGs of Echo and Maestro, but Necrox, not sure where they're going to play. He's going to bring the Glaz. Now, I'm sure he's thinking they're going to be playing down in Arsenal or up in Cache. However, Glaz is still extremely useful on pushing stockroom still here, so definitely
Attackers
not a
need to
wasted
locate
6th
and
pick there
defuse
from
the bomb.
Necrox. And the nice thing is that they're not going to be as prepared for it, so this could work in their favor, especially if he doesn't fire a single bullet before the smoke. They won't be expecting it, but the signature sound of his gun is a very telltale sign, and it will be really obvious as soon as he shoots, so maybe he can hold his fire for a while first.
Bomb located by attackers.
I wonder where we'll see the attack because the thing is, pushing from strip club is very different now. You have to deal with, you know, not only the standard push into the pool room, but also the second one. Then you,
10 seconds to
the
go.
new soft wall that is now reinforced in the middle. Then you have the bathroom.
5 seconds.
Even
to
if
insertion.
you open up the pool table, you can't plant right behind it. You have to
attackers
get,
recovered the
bring
defuse.
yourself forward
Attackers are
because you
heading
can
out
plant
to
right on
defuse
the
the bomb.
stairs. There's the hatch that we also always talk about in the gym, which is going to be important as well for the defenders to take control of.
I like some of the ideas in this setup. I'm just not sure how well they'll work in execution. With the attacker lineup that's being brought by EG, it can do a lot of damage to this setup, and I think I'm assuming they're going to drone it out well enough to be able to make an educated guess on how to attack this. Now, keep in mind, BC is the IGL at the moment, I believe, instead of Canadian, so he can focus a bit more on the things he's doing in-game, and I think that will definitely pay off. And they will start opening up some nice angles here for potentially Necrox to use down from long, but he's actually going to be playing a little bit differently. There we go. He can use that Habana hole that's going to be opened up there. I mean, they can use those castle barricades a little bit to their advantage in that they were able to approach and take this much
bomb
map
has
control
been
for
located.
free. But now they have to decide, do we open those and what do we do once we do? Because that means all of a sudden now we're opening ourselves up to the fights we wouldn't have to take otherwise. But the addition of Capitao means a lot more smoke for Necrox to use as well. So that could be very, very effective on this attack.
Alright, Necrox will keep on droning here. As you see, they used one of the X-Kairos to open up the second hole here in the middle of the bar, because with that you can shut down any rotations, but also protect your flank. Anybody coming in from the bathroom. Young will
Defender
peek
exposed.
on in. Schlongy rotating. What are you doing? Canadian from above will get the kill. They're expecting to be a lot faster on that rotation, unfortunately. The Jaeger goes down early on here for Cloud9. It spells a bit of an ominous look, as you know, you got your anchors on the site, but you still need some more firepower, especially at range. The 416 of the Jaeger can definitely be a bit of a way to contest against the attackers coming in.
You see how slow this attack is, though, because they're having to adapt to a very unexpected defense from Cloud9. And I appreciate that. And then Laxing getting a kill there onto Necrox is really going to help this defense, because not having to deal with that glass means smokes are now something that can also work against the attackers to an extent.
I wonder where the Echo is set up in this one here, but BC just runs on into the site, and he can plant in that position, but Laxing comes up and he denies it. Unfortunately, it's going to get taken down there, the Yokai. Canadian gets one on Goddess and takes her out. Echo drone still set up to deny the Habana, but there's still enough time. Remember, the recharge timer is 20 seconds, but Fox getting 2 kills there, pulling out the bailiff to try and get the kill on BC. As BC is now on the floor, he's got a goo mine in his foot. NVK will have to deal
5 seconds
with
remaining.
Fox potentially coming in from the back, and Laxing should deny this easily. There we go. The Habana will try to stick the last one. Not sure if they still have the time for it. Yes, they do. They pop the last
Operators, you are out of
charge
time.
on the Yokai in the face of the Habana, and that denies the plant. EG not finding the opportunity to get things done, and Cloud9 have definitely learned from their mistakes from last week.
Yeah, that was probably the most desperate plant attempt I've ever seen. That was just trying through goo mines, trying through echo drones, trying through people pushing him and having to be defended by his teammate, trying through Fox pulling out the bailiff at that point. It could not stick it, and that's why New Echo is so strong. The buff he had, because he was able to have 2 Yokais right there ready to deny that plant, meant that despite the recharge times, he was still able to stop it just long enough for it to not matter at that point. I mean, if a great effort by Evil Geniuses, especially, unfortunately, a poor one by Schlongy getting himself caught out there. But either way, it was a close one. And we'll see if they can do it again for Cash Room, because a tie game here is definitely not what I expected so far, and credit to Cloud9 for taking it this far so far. We'll see Cash this time. No Arsenal for them just yet. And that was something we saw a lot from EG.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
We'll see, though. They are going to be bringing out that Echo, a Mute, and Castle, and they're definitely liking Castle, for sure. Fox, look at that. Nicely done. 9 kills. Top fragging the board there. Going to be using this Castle to deny a lot of accessibility. Now, denying that window is definitely a good thing to do, but of course, you can use that window yourself as a defender, and you know they're eventually going to open it. So it was something that later in the round will work in their favor potentially, especially if they can somehow retake the gym and jump out and be able to fire through that to be able to go for a retake, but probably not likely to happen as Jim's not going to be given up that easily.
5 seconds left.
See the setup on the garages. We've been hyping up the cash room so much in this season, just because of the potential that it has. But so far, it hasn't really been realized. The only time we've seen it really, well, 2 times. It's been one tonight. Is pretty much all off of a bit of a sneaky defuse and then a Maestro 4K.
Yeah.
So
very true.
We've yet to see it actually really work on the side of the defense. It's always been, oh, the attackers have had everything go their way, and then at the last second they kind of just fudge the whole thing.
Well, looking back on it, Cash has been played 3 times tonight. All 3 times were won though, so that is a 100% success rate so far. So, I mean, credit it to what you want, but it's definitely been working. It just has not been extremely common. There's Retro, though. Could Bandit trick these? We did see a little bit of struggle in the previous matchup with trying to open up these walls. They do not bring a Thatcher, and that is something that did get banned out by C9, so...
Grenade's going to get thrown in, and Retro will not contest with the Shockfire. He'll pull back, and there you go. Both Excairos will go off. NVK will just hold this one angle. That's literally the entirety of the work that Zofia has here. Just look on down and make sure that you hold. Well, really, nobody tries to contest the major wall on the balcony unless they are playing from the stairs.
We're seeing a lot of sledge this match. Fox bringing it, now it's Necrox bringing it, and NVK, as you said, his one job this time turned around to killing Schlongy, who's again dying at the beginning of the round on defense here.
Not too sure what Cloud9 were trying to play with that round, but still, at least for EG, great victory for them, as the Eager will be the first one to fall. Fox playing upstairs with a red dot on the UMP. That looks disgusting, but
so gross.
Relaxing downstairs even. We talked about the blue stairs and of course the main stairs. Now can use those to rotate from one side to the other. Can play in the basement for as long as you want, and then you know, try to outplay your opponents as they're so focused and tunnel visioned on this site.
Yeah, they're definitely in a good position now to go for the take, so they're going to do it. They're going to execute with the smokes from Capitao. Canadian trying to be the spear here to help this plant go down, but NVK the one to actually land the kills. 2 of them in a row, but Canadian says, I'll get some too. And he hits his 2K for a nice quick finish.
And just scanning the body, making sure there are there's no equipment left on the Echo. And there you go, quick cleanup for EG as they go up 1 point. We head into round number 8. This up 4-3 for Evil Geniuses.
That was definitely a much better execute that time. Took them a minute to get in the position they wanted to, but once they did, that was just full thrust and destroy. We'll see, though, what the bedroom defense is going to look like. So far, they've played Bar, Cash, and Bedroom, yet to go to Arsenal. That is very interesting from Cloud9. I mean, some of that may be a result of the operator bans and things like that, but either way, should be very interesting to see how this is, as we have seen, you know, some bedroom defenses so far that have been a bit different. We saw the one from EG. We saw the ones from SSG and Obey. This will be our 4th attempt to see something creative on this. Necrox with the sneaky pick again. Fox going to sneak over to a Maestro.
We've seen a lot of success on Maestro, honestly.
Yeah. He's very effective too. I think against. I mean, we only saw it once earlier, but against, say for example, the Blackbeard that was pushing in, because if you're going to be dumping ammo into Blackbeard's shields, if you have 80 bullets in an ACOG on an LMG, that's what you want to dump into that shield.
Okay. Well, we go back to the bedroom here. I want to see what in your eyes needs to be changed to make things work.
I think they just need to keep enough map control so that any kind of pressure is denied. However, knowing the utility they have and the ability to use those smokes, they're going to have to use Maestro to help them defend along with the Echo, because they can't hold the hard angles onto the bomb site the way they're going to want to. So they're going to have to play like smart offsite and ready to retake after they're able to deny the plant. And they're going to maybe have to play for jump outs to try and catch, preferably the Glaz early would be the best result for them, I think. But with Canadian able to see the Yokai drone on his scanner, that could be a little bit of a problem for that Echo.
No, we talked about it before when it was a push onto the bar, but even there, it wasn't enough to take down the Echo drone, and we saw that Laxing can just pick up and go for a kill. Now this time Laxing won't be playing on the Echo to make use of that ACOG on the MP5. That'll be up to Goddess, and of course Fox playing on the Maestro as well. So without the smoke, or mind you, that is banned in this matchup here, is that those two anchors will be the Maestro and the Echo, with the rest playing around them. And we'll see breaching charges being pulled up on the Habana. Of course, Habana does not have a Claymore anymore if you have not really played in the past few months.
Yeah, it's definitely seen a lot of small changes that I think are having minor to large impacts depending on your strategies.
I mean, having the Claymore was definitely a big boon to Habana. You know, the flashbangs were used to almost the same percentage most of the time.
Well, what's interesting too is two other operators that might be bringing Claymore normally, in this case Thatcher and Thermite, are both banned. So that's even less Claymores on the board here.
They'll burn the ADSs very, very quickly here. Grenade's going to get thrown in the back as no damage will be done. However, Canadian moving back as this is the setup that we're looking for. Always open up the sites here. Now, we saw it before when EG were on the defense. Necrox and Canadian were both playing behind the mattress in the bedroom, and that's why you know, you saw one side of the wall being reinforced. But Canadian will chuck in his second frag grenade, just to go right below.
Can't get that evil eye though.
Unfortunately, the angle has been too difficult to get here for Canadian. He'll drop back into the hallway to continue on the drone. Necrox watching for any potential runouts as NVK.
There we go. Can't find the angle onto that evil eye.
They'll have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Very much disrupt you. And he'll
just go in.
Come into the site. Okay, well, I guess that's a fair enough way to take it out, right? But Schlongi will get the kill on Young and is still not dead. Oh boy. NVK will have to come in and finally connect. Necrox will get the kill to at least take down Schlongi's Jaeger. So it's a 1-1 trade with EG just getting on the site really uncontested. There's one player that's set up in the bathroom as Goddess Yokai will get taken down. That is the attack, and they're getting zapped. They're trying to bait out that Maestro as the diffuser will get planted by EG. Necrox dropping down for just a sec here. It sets up a bit, but Laxing will come in for the kill on BC. Canadian holding the hallway as well from the balcony.
Attackers need to protect the
Defender downstairs. Necrox will set himself back up as he spots one in the gym. Gets a lot of damage done, but he's playing so many angles. 3 players from Cloud9 peeking. Goddess just trying to stick the diffuser here as everybody from EG is dead. And round number 8 will go the way of Cloud9 4-4.
Wow.
Oh boy. No one would have expected this to go this way. And you know what? That's the only way I'd like it to go. One round here to guarantee 1 point for any one of these two teams. We're looking at a potential tie for the first time in NA Pro League here.
Wow.
Coming into day 2.
I'm impressed. This is not the result I expected. I think I've said this before. The operator bans have really equalized things in terms of creative strategy, in terms of surprising your opponent. Because before it was a lot of it was about your map bans being the way to surprise your opponent. Now there's just so many factors to consider. Even the 6 picks occasionally coming into play. That is one. Is he going to stick that? Don't tell me you're going to stick that, Fox. You are the
Oh, there
memeiest
you go.
player.
Don't
There's that.
do
glass.
that to me.
We almost had a heart attack. Well, that is definitely still going to be 6th pick, though. And Necrox, his glass pick. I
Attackers
believe
need
that
to
might have been
locate and
almost
defuse
every
as
single
many
round
bombs
for
as
him
they
now.
can.
6th pick on that. So he's pulling a Schlongy here. And not really surprising anyone. But that glass fight towards the end, that was the most desperate glass fight we've seen, fighting 3 different angles at once. And that's what I worry about is when Necrox is trying to fight in a situation like that, there's very little you can do. Now they are going back to a site they successfully defended before. However, this time, I mean, maybe it will catch EG by surprise in terms of this being the bomb site, but the defensive setup itself most likely will not catch them by surprise. And this is where I anticipate Canadian really looking for those echo drones this time, because that was the big stickler for them before, was the echo drones really being a problem, and Laxing's back on that echo again for this site.
Wonder what Fox is trying to set up here. What kind of angle are they looking for? Even an impact grenade. Okay, there we go. They're just going to open up all.
Oh, they want to see into there if he's trying to plant.
I like this here. Not only are they bringing the echo again to try and deny it, but they also want to set up, and this is a great evil eye position as well. It's fairly difficult to hit and even to spot if you're not on the right angle. So you can combo everything. Everything is set up to know, okay, we know if you want to plant, there's this spot, and this spot on the site. We're going to make sure that even if you do get to it, our anchors will be more than enough to deal with you.
They didn't even select someone to pick up the diffuser on EG. I find that a little baffling, as it just seems a little uncoordinated on this particular one. Might have been a last-minute spawn change. They weren't really necessarily sure where they wanted to be playing, but this is, again, going to be a slow attack, but this time they're taking a very different approach. They want to attack from the kennel side and take this totally differently, and that's what, you know, this is going to be more of a classic stock take. They've got the extra smoke from the Capitao, they've got the glass, they've got the ability for NVK to set up some angles, do some damage, Canadian to do some grenading. This is, I think, a much better take coming out here, and those echo drones might not be as useful, and the Evil Eye is definitely not going to be useful in those bar positions.
Canadian still looking through here for the utility. He spotted Laxing's echo drone. I'll try to also time it correctly and take it out. That is a huge pick here for Canadian. That's one of the 2 yokais removed. The second one still alive is in the stage. They don't really want to rely on the Maestro just for that.
It doesn't look like the echo drone can get across the stage either because of the destruction not going all the way to the floor.
We'll have to rotate around to the other side as Canadian still searching. Laxing rotating his drone away. Does he spot it? Oh. Moved away from it at the last second there. There you go. It's oh no. Will he actually get this one?
No,
yes.
the floor.
Both yokais have been eliminated, and now EG feel a ton safer to go for this plant. However, the Jaeger Schlongy will still get the kill on Canadian to eliminate him here. Bit of damage done to Laxing, and he'll get taken out. At this point, doesn't really have any yokais. The only big advantage that he would have brought was ACOG, though. 2 smoke bolts will get thrown in as BC trying to find the angle here. Rotation of the top site. Coming back into the window, NVK getting 1 diffuser will get set near the stage here as Goddess will get 1 on NVK to turn it into a 3v3. Health-wise, both teams are equal. Seems like EG realized, you know what, they're going to set up so hard on the bar that we might as well come into the stock. BC gets 1 on Goddess, and Schlongy low on health here. Fox actually peeking in from that Adam spot in the garage stock room will get 1 kill. There's still enough time for C9 to bring this one back as Necrox is looking at connector room here in the lounge. Schlongy peeking in. Can't really find the angle against Young's Capitao as Necrox missed 1. And still Fox in the back. Has a lot of ammo, but Young is ready to peek around and take down Fox. EG put the 5th round on the board, but will this be a C9 comeback to make it 5-5 and a point each? We'll just have to see. Round 10 as this matchup goes all the way. Devin, looking back at last week with that 6-0 for Space Station against C9, do you think this is expected at all?
I feel like they are so much better prepared this time. I feel like there's so much more strategy happening. There's so much more preparation and setup. There's so much more coordination happening. This is the C9 we should have seen last week. I think that's really what it comes down to. It's not that where did the C9 come from after last week? It's where were they last week is what it comes down to. And I think they're doing a fantastic job. And against EG, this just goes to show, similar to with Disrupt in Austin, if you can really throw them off their game, you can play a very good game against them. And I think it's definitely paying off. But at the same time, you're also seeing EG being very patient on some of these attacks especially. They're getting themselves set up. They're getting into positions. They're getting coverage around there. Although, honestly, it should not have come to that close of a round for EG last round. They had everything in their favor, and they got picked way more times than they should have. And again, that is credit to C9 playing smart in a situation where they had a lot of disadvantages working against them, especially with Laxing's Echo getting picked apart. And we will see one last attempt. Now, this is where they could have surprised and gone with an Arsenal defense. Maybe they don't have one at this point, is what I'm wondering, because this is where you could have thrown that last wild card for a tie. Now the best they can hope for is to at least tie or try and make this a good game so 6-4 shows up well for them.
All right, Fox coming back to what we saw before. This is pretty much the same setup that we saw last round from Cloud9, so nothing really out of the ordinary. We should be seeing the whole of the bar just completely shut down, unless they want to play an anchor behind it, which is definitely a possibility. It takes quite a bit of utility, and especially a grenade, to lob on in and take down anybody that's sitting behind it. But it's definitely not an easy angle to play against if you're setting up for an attack.
Now they've got to be prepared, because EG have been bringing basically the same attack lineup every single time. They've got to be prepared for that stock take this time, because it is the best take for them for the most part, unless they just came up with a clever idea for how to handle the bar defense. But that is where most of their defensive setup is being dedicated. That's where the castle barricades are. That's where the evil eyes are. I'm assuming that's probably where half the goo mines are going to go. So this is a case where bar stock, the stock itself is just so much easier to hit. But they did a better job. You can see the floor level of the stage much better opened up so that those echo drones, the yokais, can rotate much easier between the sites if need be. But either way, they are going to be maybe playing a little more roam in terms of being able to jump out on EG, I think is their plan this time. You see Schlongi upstairs ready for it. Last time he got caught off guard a bit, but they also have Castle up there as well. So there's definitely a few ways they could play this.
Canadian yet again on the droning. We've seen how effective he was last round, taking down those yokais. Now, a lot of Echo players have opted away from setting up their yokais too early on in the round, because if they do, then they get picked apart by the IQ. So, got to be very careful with that. Canadian still droning in here as they've already opened up an angle into the lounge from the garage. Canadian still upstairs. We'll rotate down. And so oddly enough, Cloud9 aren't really trying to use that blue stairs to their advantage, but they are setting up a decent chunk of players up the stairs. They might just move back into cash room here. Schlongi just set up as Goddess will rotate down to play from church.
They're definitely using their mobility to their advantage, and I think it's throwing EG off a little bit in terms of them trying to get set up in a more concrete way this time so that they don't get flanked so much towards the end. But it's burning a lot of time, down to 38 seconds left to try and make this plant happen now.
They need to get this in here, the diffuser. They'll have to deal with the goo mine first, as Goddess will get the kill on BC, and they are zapping through with the Maestro here. Young will go down on the floor as Goddess gets one more. Canadian with the one kill, and then Canadian with the second to turn it into a 3v3. We'll make that 3v2 as Necrox will get a kill on Goddess to eliminate her. Still little time left as Laxing peeks in and gets the finisher on Young, but Fox trying to contest with the ACOG here. He'll get taken out by Canadian. There's still one alive, and that's all up to Laxing to try and clutch the round. He needs to stop this diffuser plant, and he will. Cloud9 with the 5-5 to win round number 10. Finally, we get to see an equilibrium here in North America, and it's all up to Laxing to save the day with the match draw. Each team will win this, will take 1 point at the end of it. I have to say, just like you mentioned, Devin, Cloud9 finally show up. This is definitely not the C9 we saw last week. This is the one that we should have seen ever since their plays as Beast Coast before coming through Challenger League, to Pro League, into Austin, and, well, now, in their second day of North America, they finally get to show us the skill that they have.